it does feel like there is a lot of confusion heading in today. If you have to wear masks on the underground, if you don't, I mean, what broadly are the changes that take place today?
Well, yes, Danny. So Freedom Day's here. Social restrictions on social contact have been lifted. You no longer need to wear a mask in public spaces, some public spaces. Nightclubs are back open, and all other venues have had their capacity limits lifted. But that comes against a backdrop of rising case numbers in the UK, 50,000 a day now. That's the third highest in the world. And on top of that, hundreds of thousands of workers have been swept into a pingdemic, forced to stay at home because they've been notified by the government's track and trace app that they've been in contact with a positive test of coronavirus. That's even affected the Prime Minister and the Chancellor because they came into contact with their colleague, the Health Secretary Sajid Javid, who tested positive for COVID-19 over the weekend. And they, as you say, have had to U-turn on plans to avoid self-isolating. So Freedom Day is not proving to be the triumphant moment that the government had hoped it would be.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that Freedom Day, you have this, excitement among businesses and maybe even finance that finally things are looking back to normal. But as you say, it doesn't seem that it's quite that way. So what is the read that we're getting on the business sector and their optimism from here on out?
Well, yeah, today was meant to be back to the office day for England's white-collar workers, but as you can see from behind me, Cannon Street is hardly experiencing a stampede of staff back to the office. It's usually bustling even at this time. JP Morgan has said that it's going to keep face masks and a 50% occupancy limit. Bank of America is only expecting a few hundred more staff out of a total 4,500 in London. And other companies like Revolut are saying that they're going to make more permanent shifts. Their Canary Wharf offices are going to be repurposed into flexible collaboration spaces. So underscoring this shift to the hybrid model of working, which is really difficult for the ecosystem of businesses around here that depend on the flood of commuters every single day. And so the government's really going to have to sharpen up the track and trace app if it's going to protect the economic recovery and get back in control of the virus, because reopening at the height of summer after the football was always going to be a gamble.